Hi guys, back with Bassington. I hope you're all keeping well. I just want to give a brief update of where I think the watch market is currently at within the UK. The reason I want to do this is for two reasons. The first, there's a lot of talk on social media that the watch market is dead. And then you also have a lot of talk on social media of which watches you can still make money on. So I'll tackle the first issue with regard to the watch market being dead. I do not think the watch market is dead. I think the watch market is going through a consolidation and a correction. And this is something that I've already said in an earlier vlog. I've spoken to various authorized dealers and they say there is a steady flow of customers. They're able to supply most models now. The demand has definitely dropped off, but it's not dead. Equally, I've spoken to approximately 5 or 6 grey market dealers, and they too say it's not dead. 2 of them have told me that in 2023, they sold more watches than they did in 2022. And in the first 5 months of 2024, they've sold more watches than they did in the first 5 months of 2023. The difference is they're not selling at the grossly inflated prices they were selling approximately 18 months ago. There has been, a massive correction. They're selling the same models of watches at 40%, 50%, in some instances 60% below what they were selling 18 months ago. So I honestly do not think that the watch market is dead. With regard to making money on watches, I've always said this and I will say this again. Watches are not an investment. By all means, treat them as a capital asset. And by and large, you never made money on watches. What happened was it was one particular brand. You couldn't get hold of a single model within that brand, and you had to go to the grey market to buy any model. And yeah, you were paying way over list price in most instances. And then I would say across about sort of 4 or 5 other brands, there were a couple of hot models within each brand. But I don't ever think it was super, super hot as it's been made out. What we did have was a bubble. And when you have a bubble, it eventually bursts. And yes, it has burst. And I believe that those prices will never return in the foreseeable future. This has happened throughout history, all the way back to tulip mania hundreds of years ago, and more recently with the dot-com bubble, where people got on the bandwagon, and guess what? They lost a lot of money. And this is the main issue here. And piece of advice I'd like to give out, and I hope I'm not being arrogant about this, when you see the bandwagon, it is too late. So what does this mean? Well, I think, if you're in the market for a watch, it's a good time to buy. I'm recording this in June, and June, July, and August tend to be sluggish months for authorized dealers or grey market dealers, primarily because a lot of people are away on the holidays. And I think if you want a new watch, you'll get a good deal, whether you go to the authorized dealer or whether you go to the grey market. I think they will definitely negotiate on the price that those watches are advertised at. So I do think it's a good time to buy. But the second thing is, do not treat this as an investment. When you leave that showroom, in most instances, whether it's through the authorized dealer or the grey market dealer, you will never get that price back when it comes to resell that watch. So just bear that in mind. In the meantime, stay tuned.